What's up guys, Sean the Don here. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment as it helps me out. Today we're looking at a video that looks to further explain why many black women are single amongst any other race in today's dating economy. Now I would like to say from personal experience, most black women are usually in the age group of, early adulthood, or listen to the types of Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B, as used in terms as break a nigga, are just usually scamming niggas or anything like that. They usually just try to get money and just go on to the next guy. There are many things that you could blame here, but I would like to point out that a few things could be the parents in the household, as many black women are missing a father figure in their house. Also, I would like to say the influence of other black women onto other black women, I would like to say, as they usually tend to share the same type of ideals, values. Let's take a look at this video and be back for further commentary.
Okay, now in America, essence.com, they posted this article, right, based on research from matchmakers with the top 7 reasons as to why black men do not want to approach black women. The 7 reasons, some of them was, we don't seem as fun, right? We look like we can't be bothered. This is about black women, and black men think this. We don't offer enough support. We don't offer enough support. We're more inhibited sexually, and men's friendliness is always misunderstood by black women, and we put too much pressure on black men.
Personally speaking, I could see where these points are coming from. Black women don't seem as fun, as usually they do not like to do more, I would say, certain activities that other race of women like to do. Maybe go hiking, boating, more outdoor stuff, and less partying and turning up, as they would say. And look like we can't be bothered, that is also true. Most black women have resting bitch face. They look pretty mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. On the not enough support part, I can see that too, as they would expect the man to do everything, and just in return they would just give them their body, most likely. Inhibited sexually, yes, they like to be wined and dined and all that, just for a chance to have a sexual relationship with them. Friendliness misunderstood many times. I was just being friendly to black women, and they mistook that for me trying to approach them in a sexual manner or stuff like that. Also, if you're too friendly, they'll say, are you gay, or stuff like that, as an insult to a black man's manlyhood.
Wait a minute, are we saying if black women are really single, or the quality of guys that are out there are not necessarily?
I think it's
many women.
I think the quality of guys is not.
Can I be understanding? Yeah. Let's understand something.
Yeah.
Can I be understanding?
Let's understand something. There's too many women. Yeah. There's like 7 to 1 guy.
If you had a
not
choice,
everyone's
would you
gonna
have
get
more
married.
than 1 woman?
We cannot answer them kind of questions. I'm married.
Sorry.
What kind of questions are these? That is not in the manual. Edit, cut, remove.
Okay, hypothetically speaking, if you could have more than 1
my dad did, my uncles did, my dad's dad did, my
friends are the same.
Yeah. Okay. What happened now is generations have changed. It's you women now that are not accepting it.
Yeah.
It's you women now that are not accepting it. My moms, my aunties, 4 wives, 3 wives, 2 wives.
But how wealthy were they?
What wealthy?
How wealthy were the
Some
men?
people were poor as shit and had 7 wives.
Well, then that's
it was about the fact that there wasn't enough women. There's not enough men.
Because you know why? Because women are on the rise. They're
So we're saying,
not taking the
okay,
shit.
Yeah.
So to conclude,
Now you're doing empowerment and everything. Fantastic, wonderful.
Yeah.
Some of you are not going to marry.
Yeah, it's true.
Some of you are not going to have
They're
kids.
going to be forever single.
Some of you are going to be single forever. Some of you are going to be in and out of relationships.
You can't
No,
hold
but
it down.
what I'm saying is because there's 7 to 1. So that one woman that's not willing to do 100%,
Oh, I see.
that guy is going to find another woman that's willing to do it. It's just how it works. Why? Because guys more than likely
Can
want
we
to be
also
single.
talk about the caliber of men? Because
This guy right here is telling them the truth straight to their face, and they still do not want to believe what he is saying. As I agree with him 100%, there are, I think it's 33% of black women will go unmarried their whole life. So 1 in 3 women will not be married. And as on their own accord, most likely, as they're not a suitable wife for most men these days, even black or any other race at this point. Also, another study showed that black women on dating apps are a least preferred race. you know, some people could say this is racist towards black women, but that there is a certain pattern that has to be formed for them to become the least desirable race out of all women.
Come on, it's shoddy business going on out there. Like, some of my friends, I'm like, you good girls, but the guys,
They always go for
Girls like bad guys.
That's true.
And then they want it to turn good.
It's an age. It's the
And then they
age.
want it to
It's the
turn
age
good.
and the generation.
They like bad guys. Why? You want a man that can protect you and hold it down and
Me, I
respect
don't
you.
need protecting
And
anymore.
then,
I'm fine.
as he gets older, you tell him, listen, you gotta drop something out, and he's looking at you like, yeah, but how?
I agree with that. I think sometimes there's the thrill of the bad guy,
Yeah.
but I do feel
In what day and age? It's not the 90s
yeah,
anymore.
Nah, it's still out there.
Not the thrill of the bad guy, but you want a guy with a little bit of edge, because you don't want
That's
someone
a
who's
bit
boring,
flashy.
that can kind of be a bit feisty or has his own opinions. But I do think though, I think with social media, I think guys are getting a bit too brave, and they because they think there's loads of options, more options.
There is.
There are.
is.
So they're kind of like, oh,
And if
okay,
it's
you
not
won't
in the
do
UK,
it.
it's in
then-
Miami.
Well, yeah, exactly.
In Atlanta,
international.
it's lit.
Because all they have to do is slide in the DMs. Way back when,
Yeah,
there wasn't
exactly.
the DMs. There wasn't even,
There was
mobile.
free voice
DMs
note.
is a bit
Exactly.
scummy.
Free voice
So
note.
it was
That's it.
harder. It was harder to kind of see your options. But I think now, men are spoilt for choice, and they're being
Absolutely,
picky.
yeah.
So I think.
With social media, there is more options for everyone, but I would state that it is leaning in the favor of women vastly. As if we would take the average guy's DMs from social media, he probably only has like 10 a month, while the average female, I mean, even like 3s and 4s, like in hundreds a week, most likely. So that is a bogus comparison, in my opinion.
But so are women. Why are we like thinking that it's only men? Do you know how many men are
Because
out
you
there?
must respect yourself.
It's
Let's not
true.
forget that.
Let me tell you something.
Let's not forget. This is another
Girls
issue.
are having
A lot
sex.
of women
That's the
want to be
reality.
like men, and men
No,
are now
no.
thinking, well, if you want to be men, be men. Let's
I'm
all
not
do
saying
it
that.
then.
I'm saying that.
Not that it's right for men to do
if
it,
somebody
but a
think-
lot more women are trying to do what men are doing,
No,
and men are
I'm
coming
not
across
talking
like.
about sleeping with everybody, but having your options. If you know what I mean, if the offering that's currently there isn't really saying nothing.
If this is a current account, what offer?
This is not
How you gonna
Santander.
tell me
A
it's their current
woman
account?
should take her time
Yeah.
with a man and get to know him, not sleep with him. I'm not saying. I mean, get to know him and see if it's compatible. A problem with a lot of women is they don't ask questions. They feel like if I
No,
ask
I'm
them
a
too many
question
questions,
I'm a
person.
question
I want to
person.
know your
So you're
credit.
getting
Are you,
places.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
what's
a
your
question
credit
person.
score? Like, what
Yeah.
you're really saying, you know?
is it lit?
But you're
No.
right. I think some women,
No
you're right.
questions.
Some women don't have the standards.
You want to have children, you don't want to have
Exactly,
children.
but some women
You're
don't
really
have the
working,
standards,
don't
but
work.
then because those women don't have the standards, it makes it an effect on everyone because then they think every woman has got no standards.
Yeah.
Because if you meet 10 women and you're going through no standards 10 times,
Yeah.
you meet number 11 and she's like, I got standards. You're like, please.
Yeah.
You're going to first say, please.
But
Why?
then isn't it all about sex then? If
No.
that's the case,
No,
the
it's
ease
not.
of sex. Because isn't that really the end goal that if you're meeting 10 girls, they're all saying the
You're
same
gonna
thing.
bang.
The 11th one says she's got standards, but you're like, nah. Isn't
That's
it
why some
because
people
how
marry the
easy the other
11th one.
person is?
Yeah.
That's why some
true.
people will marry the 11th one. And some people
That's
will
true.
say, no, I'm going back to
Unfortunately,
easy.
some men go through, that's awful, but some men go through them to get to that one.
It's true.
No, but then when they get to that one, usually then they still behave bad.
They do. They do.
And that's the problem. A lot of wives are at
That's
home
the
crying
issue.
because
Yeah.
their husbands are not staying
and
at
that's
home.
why
They
people
still
are
want to
single.
go and play.
That's why women are single.
You know, let me say something to you, yeah? Do you understand? Do you know the meaning of embarrassment?
Go on, explain.
Yes. A lot of women don't want that in their
It's
home.
true, that's true.
You see, some women would
That's
rather stay. You see, when they say keep your problems at home,
Keep it locked in the
especially
house.
African.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, they will keep them
Jamaicans, we like to
hair.
air.
Can you see? Do you understand? African women is like a lot of them is when you get married, stay in that home.
Yeah.
But then you got the white women going on Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah,
They're
you
like,
know?
Stay in that home.
true.
As soon as there's a problem, you come and discuss it with the
family,
elders.
yeah.
The elders
Yeah.
will tell you
Go
back,
back,
to
yeah.
your husband's house.
It's true.
So what
doesn't
you're
matter
having
what
is-
he does,
What
go
you're
back.
having is you're going back home.
Many men go through many women to find one to marry, as it's a vetting process. You cannot tell what you would like to marry after one date. Women usually pick the guy to marry. They get the final word and the say so. So if he cheats in the marriage, that means her vetting process failed at the end of the day, as they had the last word to say they married. What ends up happening is that black women marry the bad guy, who isn't a high value male per se, who still cheats and then blames it on all men usually. Also, they usually confuse the bad boy persona as something they can change, but usually isn't the case, as that's just usually how that person acts. Which in turn, they end up as single mothers most of the time. And the guys they did pass upon, who they considered lame or corny, now have stabilized themselves in a high earning job, most likely after getting a degree. But they usually go to other races or only see them as recreational fun only for single mothers. But let me know what you think of this video down in the comments below. It's been Sean the Don, and I'll be back for another video tomorrow.